Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Disney Morning Show. I am Kyle, the editorial director at Laughing Place, and today I'm joined by the one and only Tony. He's
Hello.
in charge of animation and
Sure.
other things at Laughing Place. Not animating for Laughing Place, but
Yes.
writing about animation in general.
Just-
Have you ever done an illustration for Laughing Place?
I did some tests once when we had our 24-hour channel, but those kind of
You
fell by
did.
the wayside.
You did make the logos for the walk and talk.
I did do that. Yeah.
Anyway, let's say some hellos, Tony.
Hello, everybody. Fred is saying top of the morning to you.
To you.
Geo, good morning, and GD++, good morning. Good morning all around.
Well, let's get started the way we always do, and that's with a look at the Disney stock price.
That's been
Low la la la. Anyway, yesterday when we did this show, the stock price was at 122.85. Let's take a look at it now. Ooh, 123.88. That is up significantly. So good for Disney. But now let's move on to the weather. Here's Rachel.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. You and me, we used to be together. Every day together. Always. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go. And if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't speak. I know just what you're saying, so please stop explaining. Don't tell me, 'cause it hurts. Don't speak. I know what you're thinking. I don't need your reasons. Don't tell me, 'cause it hurts. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim is sunny today and will reach a high of 77. Walt Disney World's on paper high will be 85 today, but the real feel is 93. Additionally, thunderstorms and showers will be possible starting in the early evening and continuing through the night. Castaway Cay is blustery this morning, which is actually making the 83-degree high feel a little cooler. Meanwhile, Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point is overcast today, and we'll see a heat index high of 94. Disneyland Paris is sunny this evening, but cooler than it has been, currently sitting around 78. Their evening low will be 65. Tokyo will near 90 tomorrow and feel more like 97, thanks to humidity. Shanghai will be toasty again tomorrow, with a heat index of 108 and mostly sunny skies. Lastly, Hong Kong will be partly cloudy tomorrow, with a high of 89, although some lunchtime showers can't be ruled out. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Tony,
that might be the fastest I've ever recognized one of our bot songs, by the way.
Do you get Ms. Mojo vibes from Rachel?
A little, actually. Now that you say that, that voice definitely sounds like I've heard it somewhere before. But now that
I've been sitting on that joke for a couple weeks now, and you're the only one who would understand it. So, but yeah, let's get to the Disney news. I probably could have, loaded the story already, but the
wants to know
fame,
if you're missing Doobie.
Of course, I'm missing Doobie in his prison cell. He sent me pictures of his hotel room, and it doesn't have any windows.
Oh. Was he on interior?
He's got an inside stateroom, I guess.
And then and then Doobie.
No magic porthole either.
Yeah, Doobie suggests that you do in fact miss him.
So, well, there you go. Tony, talk to us about the Walk of Fame.
So yesterday we learned the 2026 class of Hollywood Walk of Fame stars that will be installed. And I think there was 27 total, but 4 of them are important to Disney fans. Starting off with George Stephanopoulos and Robin Roberts of ABC News, who are going to be in the only double ceremony next year, both receiving a star. And then Robin Roberts, a Disney legend, but 2 more Disney legends join the Hollywood Walk of Fame, as Miley Cyrus is getting a star as well as Lea Salonga. Lea is getting hers in the stage performances category, and Miley's is coming to the music category. Some might have expected television, because of her TV or maybe even movies, because she has a couple of film roles there, but it's landing squarely in the music category. And then the
I
two
think that's
ABC
probably the
music-
right move.
I agree, but I know there are some people who will cry foul because she started on television. So
Yeah. Well, I makes me wonder then if so Disney is paying for the ABC ones, but I wonder if Miley and somebody else is probably footing the bill for the others.
Keith David, to answer Fred's comment, is also in the class. Everybody in the class, not everybody, most people in the class did have some kind of Disney credits, Keith David included, but we picked the Disney legends that were getting wins, and then the guy who's also known for his work on ABC. So
you can also check out the full list in the article, though, including Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yes, that's also true. Yep.
Tell me what you gonna do when there ain't no way.
Which is funny because Crossroads here is gone in Orlando, so it's about to become an on ramp.
Miss my McDonald's Taco Bell. Actually, yeah, I did once go, and before she was my wife, I said, "Hey, you know what I want right now? I want a cheesy gordita crunch, but McDonald's French fries." And thanks to Crossroads, that was possible, and we made it happen. So anyway. Yesterday, we talked about the Oswald series, some casting. We got more casting news for this project. Amy Sedaris, who has worked with Jon Favreau a number of times, including right here in The Mandalorian. She was also in Chef and Elf and one more.
Yeah.
Lion King. She's been cast.
Who is in Lion King? I should know that, but I don't.
I don't know. I could look in the article, but... but yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know she was in. I never seen the live action Lion King, so I didn't know she was in it. I know her best from Strangers with Candy back in the Comedy Central days. So I've been a fan of her for a while. So I'm excited to see her in this new role. And shout out to Mike Celestino for making this fun featured image. That's her role on Mandalorian, obviously, as she's holding Grogu and then Oswald. But yeah, it looks like this is moving forward, and we'll see it sooner rather than later. We're going to back up to Disney business for a minute because Disney is going to be discussing their latest earnings, their third quarter earnings, because they start the fiscal year in October. They'll be discussing them on August 6th, 2025. And unfortunately, once again, this is going to be a before the bell call, which means it'll be 5:30 in the morning Pacific, which isn't so bad for me. It's only 7:30, but poor Benjamin has to get up early. They also, when it was after the bell, they would drop the press release about a half hour before the call. Now it can really be any time. So I think Ben usually gets up at like 3 in the morning and starts turning.
I'm pretty sure these are holidays for him, though, and he'll gladly rope drop the earnings call, as it were.
It's one of those things where you do it and you're excited about it, but you still retain the right to complain about it.
Fair. Black Friday sales. Are those still a thing?
What?
Like Black Friday sales, are those still a thing? Like actually waiting at the store?
They've calmed down, but yeah, those are still a thing. Anyway, that'll be August 6th. And of course, you can check out Laughing Place on that day. We'll at least have a live blog. We might do an early morning show or something, depending on if there's news, but definitely live blog. So check that out. And then with the release of Fantastic Four coming up, TruMoo actually has a pretty cool little giveaway that they're doing. So these are pint glasses that you'll be able to get. And when there's cold liquid in them, they change from just being the white color to filling in with color. So to claim one of these, first of all, there's a different one being released each week for 4 weeks. You can get it by purchasing the special Fantastic Berry half-gallon of TruMoo, or if that's not for you, there are some local regular, for lack of a better term, white milk producers that are participating, like Altadena and some other ones. And so you'll buy that, you'll submit a proof of purchase, and then quantities are limited, but each week you'll have a chance to claim one of these glasses. So.
I know someone said these are really cool, aside from the work you would have to do to get them. So is it more complicated than it seems?
I mean, I think the complicated part is, it should be easy enough, but if you are going to claim all four, I imagine you can't submit the same proof of purchase 4 times. So you're going to have to buy 4 gallons or 2 gallons of TruMoo or 4 gallons of white milk over the course of 4 weeks and submit it. And then also hope that, they didn't really specify. They said quantities are limited. They didn't say how limited. Like this might be one of those things like where it's gone in an instant. Kind of like how, remember when they released Perfect Pepsi or Pepsi Perfect?
Yeah.
And it was gone immediately. Like, why do you hate money? Why don't you just make this as a product? Clearly people want it enough.
But before we jump to the next one, I'm going to catch up here. Doobie says, Keith David, is that the Parent Trap or the other one? Keith David is Facilier in Princess and the Frog, among others. I also know him as a villain from Amphibia. Sonia says, hello to Sonia. Geo, by the thumbnail, thought Grogu was cast, not Amy Sedaris in the Oswald show. And hello to Eden.
I don't know. Grogu could make a cameo in this hybrid crossover.
Duffy is coming to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, so who knows? Grogu and Oswald.
There we go.
Definitely makes more sense. But
something in your wheelhouse, Tony.
Yes, speaking of cartoon characters of some kind, the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, coming back for season 3, arriving only on Disney Plus. At first, we don't know for Disney Channel, but the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder has aired on Disney Channel after it has debuted. So we don't have a date, but I speculate that it will in fact appear sporadically on Disney Plus, or Disney Channel at some point. But it is premiering August things on Disney Plus, and full cast returning. It looks like. With special guests, including Neil deGrasse Tyson, which I'm kind of excited for. And then it's also renewed for a 4th season. People were kind of waiting to hear that, and we got that news that it is, in fact, season 4 is coming of the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder.
So when this email came in, Luke was like, why did I think this got canceled? And I had vague memories of this being canceled too, or somebody complaining about it being done.
I don't remember ever hearing official cancellation, and we're going to get into this is a black hole if we're starting here. Disney, Stugo's another one. Haley's on it. They're all in Haley's on is officially canceled, but nobody knew for a while. We've not heard of any season 2. We have not heard any official cancellations. It was stuck in limbo, and that's what happens with a lot of these shows lately, and it's really frustrating because we don't know either way, and good news or bad news. And Proud Family, Louder Prouder is a little bit of a rarer case where the good news came out. Oh, here comes season 3, and here's a season 4 behind it. So good news all around there. But like others, the Stugo, even the creator had to get on social media and say, we're not canceled yet. Watch it on Disney Plus when it arrives July 30th. That's what's going to make the determination.
There you go.
But Haley's on it, straight up canceled. Owl House at one point kept getting its season orders cut down to Arrested Development style. But yeah, there's always just in limbo. Moving on.
Well, if you're a fan of Haunted Mansion and you've thought to yourself, why don't they make more merchandise for this attraction? Well, I have good news for you because they have just come out with the 3 Hitchhiking Ghosts available in the Build Your Own Headband variety. So you can get all 3. What are the names again, Tony?
Phineas, Ezra, and Gus.
Thank you. These are each of these plushes are $11.99, and then the base headband is $9.99. And we spotted those at Magic Kingdom, but there's even more Haunted Mansion merch on the way. They just announced coming in, I think, 4 days, so you can check that out.
That headband's almost $50,
basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they are allergic to making merchandise for any other attraction besides Haunted Mansion, or who needs all of this. But you know what gets more merchandise than most attractions at Walt Disney World?
I bet you have an answer queued up and ready that I'm not going to give away.
Trash cans.
Yeah.
And right now you can get a new set of blind boxed collectible trash can figures. These are $14.99 each, and you can see some of the available options there. I think Jeremiah got the Tomorrowland one and the Toy Story one when he opened his, and there's even a mystery one.
Is that Toy Story or is that Pixar Pier?
I don't know, but it's got the Toy Story clouds, so
yeah.
I'm calling it Toy Story regardless.
Can I tell an offshoot story? We'll go off the rails for a second.
That's what we do. Go for it.
Okay, so I have this hat I wear all the time. It's from the studio, and I was wearing it it's very sun faded because I wear it all the time. And I was wearing it to get coffee the other day, and the person took my order and goes, "Oh, I like your Toy Story hat," and I kind of glitched because it's not just Toy Story. In fact, the ball predates Toy Story. And then like I just was kind of stunned trying to process how to politely explain that without being corrective Tony. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, because we're in Orlando. Did your wife make you wear that hat?" And I go, "No, okay, let's start over. No, this is just at that point I didn't care. I was like, this is in every Pixar movie. It predates Toy Story, blah 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 blah." And she goes, "Oh, I'm a nanny. I'll have to start looking for it," because I explained to her that it's hidden in every movie. She's like, I'm like, "What one are they watching now?" And she goes, "Oh, Turning Red." I'm like, "Watch when they go to the pool party. Watch the pool, and you'll be able to see it there." So I have gone back since then, and I have not encountered her again. I know she still works there, but I wait for the day I wear it again, and she's just like, "Oh, hey."
Well, next time somebody comments on it, you know what you can say? Thank you.
It's true. Also, yeah. That's a good point, Kyle.
Instead, you turned into a zombie. And speaking of zombies,
very good. Speaking of zombies and Descendants, because I'm pretty sure if we ever have kids, it would be the same kind of no social awareness. But it's the Zombies and Descendants are coming to, or they're actually already on Disney Plus as a 24-hour always on stream. All entries from the franchise, it looks like, from my rudimentary search and watch of them, it looks like anything from those franchises will appear on that stream, including all the movies. I know Zombies has an animated series and short films that will probably populate as well. Descendants is now spinning off its own other set of characters with The Rise of Red, and then a fifth movie on the way, which I believe is a continuation of the Red one. So,
Red one.
But that's on Disney Plus now.
And speaking of Disney Plus, see, are they still segues if all I ever say is speaking of? But,
speaking of, no.
Because today is basically our Fridays and tomorrow's a holiday, let's go ahead and do the Disney Plus top 10. This is the full-fledged TVMA edition because I can't be bothered. Ironheart in number 1, which maybe we'll talk about in a second.
Okay.
Snow White holding strong in the second position as far as we know. Back to the Future, Universal making its way onto Disney Plus.
Anniversary is today, by the way.
See, when you say that, instinctively, I'm like, I have to Google that, because remember when there was that meme, like today's the day they went to in 2015, or and all that wrong thing, and it was always like a lie.
Yeah.
So I still have PTSD from that, apparently. The Parent Trap, number 4, Brave New World, The Sandlot, Puss in Boots, and then now we get into Stitch territory, Stitch the movie, and Leroy and Stitch, and Avengers Endgame. So see, TVMA did not make a difference this time.
I think it's so funny because Leroy and Stitch is in the top 10, because I remember on my college program we were just making fun of that ridiculous title, but because that was when it was new.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's do some comments and then
comments real quick. I don't know who wrote this one. Usually it's me because I left it logged in, but I'm with you today, so it wasn't me. This is how I react when I wear my Dynaco shirt and people think it's from Cars. Yeah, that's also
Makes
true.
Sense.
Fred, speaking of Toy Story, Disney Speedstorm added more characters from Toy Story. I've not played that. Have you, Kyle?
I haven't. Is that a paid game? I forget.
I think it's it's free to play, but like if you want the add-on.
Oh, yeah, okay. So then maybe I'm thinking of the other one. But
Dreamlight Valley?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. My wife plays that one. She likes that one. Gracie says hello. Geo thinks those trash cans are more expensive than Hong Kong. I think those are the salt and pepper shakers just in disguise as figures hidden in the blind box because they never sold those.
Whenever you say salt and pepper shaker, I just think of Aladdin, A Musical Spectacular.
And then E.T. apparently has not made it onto the top 10 yet, according to Geo.
It has not phoned home.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
We just mentioned Ironheart, and last night I finished the series, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it was pretty enjoyable. I thought that it's kind of stretched out. There's parts where I'm like, this could go more quickly, but it has some interesting implications for the future of the MCU, and I'm excited for that. And for more of my thoughts, we're about to record a Zacks of Life for the first time in who knows how long. So
yeah, when you said that, I was like, whoa, we still do that?
We're bringing it back for a very specific reason, which if you've seen the series, then maybe you'll know. And but yeah, so you can listen to that. It'll be coming out in the next couple of days. Mac is a little bit busier these days with children or child, but dogs and child. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, Ironheart, if you're a fan of Marvel at all, I would check it out. It does get better than the first episode, and I think if you've been watching all the other series, there's a pretty good payoff. So I'll just leave it at that as we move on to the rest.
And the rest.
Oh, well, okay. So Hulu Perks does sweepstakes that Hulu subscribers can enter. More on that in a second. But there's a new one for a complete unknown where you can enter for a chance to win a signed poster signed by Timothée Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, and Monica. Is it Barbaro or Barbero?
Who's to say?
Because that's my Hanna-Barbera trigger kicking in. Is it Barbera or Barbara? Anyway, and you could also win an Epiphone guitar, which is inspired by Bob Dylan's Les Paul. Now, I said Hulu subscribers can.
I like that they're not giving you a Les Paul.
Hulu Perks, right? That's I thought
that would be a little too much.
They still exist. It's also, if you go to the entrance, the contest entry, it's no purchase necessary, so you don't even have to be a Hulu subscriber to enter this contest. So head on over to the official site, linked in our post, if you want a chance at winning that guitar and signed poster.
Well, if you're a Florida resident, then you might want to take advantage of a Universal Orlando Resort deal. Buy 2 days, get 1 day free on a 2-park 2-day ticket. I just confused myself. Buy 2 days, get 1 free, basically. So this is $186.99 for if you want to do 1 park per day, or if you want to do they don't call it a park hopper, but 2 parks in the day. It's $234.99. And as you may have noticed by the term 2 parks, this does not apply to Epic Universe. This is just IOA and Universal Studios Florida, but still a pretty good deal. And you can also, if you're a Florida resident or an annual pass holder, save up to 40% on Universal property hotels on select dates this summer. I've stayed at one Universal hotel. It was Aventura. It was pretty interesting.
I know you've been to another one for sure, but
I have been to another one, yes. And it reminded me of Tokyo Disney Sea.
Fair.
But I have to hit the button for the next segment, which is this.
The fun stuff.
I was queuing up my recent calls for a reason.
I was going to try to record it and upload it, and I didn't have a good way to do it, so I'm glad you're more advanced than I am.
Okay. So Disney annual pass holders Instagram kind of channeled the 90s and did a Where's Waldo, but instead they did it Where's Mr. Marorrow, and you find him throughout these illustrations of Tomorrowland. Mr. Marorrow, of course, being a reference to Rocket to the Moon, Flight to the Moon, and then calling Mr. Johnson. You hear the reference to him on the People Mover is my point, and then they also reference Mr. Johnson in the same blurb from Mission to Mars. Either way, with this post came a phone number that is actually fully functional, and you get Mr. Marorrow's voicemail.
So you can't page him, but you can leave him a voicemail.
You can leave him a voicemail. Let me know if you can hear it.
Greetings, intergalactic traveler. You've reached the answering machine of Mr. Morrow. Mr. Tom Morrow. I can't get to my data pad at the moment as I am currently running at the speed of light to catch my flight to the moon. Let's just hope I make it to Starport 75 in time. For all intergalactic queries, please contact Mr. Johnson in the control tower, and I will respond to your transmission upon my return to Tomorrowland. Until then, see you in the cosmos, traveler.
He sounds like John O'Hurley when he says into the cosmos.
Oh, it disconnects. I thought it was actually going to give me a chance to leave a voicemail.
Oh.
I also want to know if what the ploy is by getting me to dial that number. Do they have my phone number now and all that stuff?
Well, I think the ploy is that if it didn't have the phone number element, this would not have ended up in the to-do sheet. But when I called the number and saw that it actually did something, that was the deciding factor for why we decided to write about this.
Yeah. So that happened. And then What was fun in the comments is a lot of people thought this was some kind of collab with a different YouTube personality who kind of shares the same name. And they're like,
"Oh, shares a name," and that he took it as a reference.
But now everybody's commenting like, "Oh, I love your videos," and stuff. And it's not the same. But yeah,
you sound like great Disney fans.
Great. Fred wants to know who was that voice. I'm going to go with Kyle's theory that it was John O'Hurley. He's usually there at Candlelight Processional for the last few years, so maybe you got it.
Maine.
Not confirmed.
Well, sticking with Disney Instagram, I thought that this was fun. So let me pull up the screen first. Hit enter.
It's the same one.
See? Can you show us something cool?
Yeah. This is something cool. This is one of the original maps for Epcot. You fold it open and it has a guide wheel to spin your different World Showcase and Future World Pavilions, and it would have a little description like the American Adventure, where it'll talk about the American spirit brought to life, and it folds out in such a fun way. Now back to work.
I think that's very cool.
It is very cool. I know for the 25th, they did the fold-out map, and it was the opening day one, and it was similar to that, but it didn't have the guide wheel or anything like that. So very obviously a copy and not as cool. But
well, if you have one of those, feel free to send it to me at Kyle at care of I don't know. All right, Tony, are you ready for your quiz?
Yes. Will I be a winner or a loser?
I don't know.
Okay. Are we doing that afterward?
We're going to do that afterwards, yeah.
Okay.
On this day in 1996, a film was released by Touchstone Pictures starring John Travolta.
96. Barton Fink?
No. I'll give you a weird hint. Do, 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 do.
I know you're going for Phenomena, but I don't understand it.
The answer is Phenomenon.
Phenomena. No, would not have got that in a million years.
Somebody needs to listen to more Laughing Place podcast. On this day in 1998, something opened at Disneyland.
In 98?
Yes.
July 3rd of 9. Was it the American Space Experience? No, that opened earlier with Tomorrowland.
Yeah, this is in Tomorrowland, though. That's a big hint.
Oh, you said Travolta?
Yeah, didn't I?
I heard Turturro in my head.
Oh.
That's why I thought Barton Fink. Somebody made that comment. Sorry. No. Anyway, I still wouldn't have got Phenomena. July 98. Tomorrowland opened 90. Innoventions opened later, so I'm going to say Innoventions.
Innoventions,
Okay.
correct. With a different Mr. Morrow.
Yes. With
Tom
voiced
Morrow.
by Nathan Lane.
Yeah. Innoventions. That was pretty good.
That was spot on. That was pretty good. Full motion and everything.
I went into that building a few times.
I see.
2001, a parade made its Disney California Adventure debut.
Yeah, after it went away forever, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this is a different name, Tony.
Different name. It was Disney's Electrical Parade.
Disney's Electrical Parade, aka the Main Street Electrical Parade, came to California Adventure. Disney's. I don't know if I put the apostrophe on it.
You did. I think you
Okay.
did. Now I'm
This
questioning
day.
everything I hear.
2013, a Disney film, a live action Disney movie was released. It did not do very well.
What year?
2013.
John Carter of Mars?
Decent guess. This is a
Prince of
different.
Persia?
No.
Okay.
Directed by Gore Verbinski, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Now I got to look it up. Hold on. It's not about cannibals, but it might star one. Okay.
Of
course
I
it's-
don't know that one. Oh, I saw Fred's comment. Thanks, Fred. Lone Ranger. Yes.
It is directed by Gore
Yep.
Verbinski. Yeah, Lone Ranger. And of course, I'm Googling it, and it's coming up with the popular show, not the unpopular movie.
Yeah. When you said your little joke, I was like, Army Hammer.
There you go.
And then I didn't think of Lone Ranger off the bat because, yeah, it didn't do good.
On this day in 2020, a film arrived on Disney Plus. And unlike a lot of movies released on Disney Plus in 2020, this one is still available to watch. It's also July 3rd. That might play a role.
Yeah. It's not My Date with the President's Daughter. That was earlier, and not.
No, this is an original.
Yeah.
It was an exclusive Disney Plus release.
Yeah. July 3rd.
2020.
The only one I could think of is Noel, but that's Christmas. I don't
What'd
know.
you miss?
And it's still there.
It's still there.
I have no idea what's still there.
Okay, maybe it's not so much a movie
Who's in it?
as something filmed.
Oh, Hamilton. There you go. It's not a movie.
It's a movie. It would have been released in theaters if it wasn't for a pandemic.
As a Fathom event?
No, it was supposed to go to theaters.
Got it.
Like Disney already had the rights to it. It was supposed to go like a year later too, but then everything fell apart.
Yep.
Anyway,
I got there as soon as you said it was not it was more of a filming of. Oh yeah, that is okay.
All I do is win, no matter what. I'm a loser.
Is it because those are under 7 seconds? We don't get dinged for those.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why. Well, since it's our Fake Friday, we thought we would do winners and losers. So, Tony, did you want to go first or second? Remember, if you do second, you do them back to back.
Since mine correlate with each other, I'm gonna do the second.
All right. Well, my winner of the week are people like me who are Community fans, because Community is back on Hulu, which is notable because it had only been on Peacock for a while. And I have Peacock, but I have commercials on Peacock, and it's just kind of a pain. So being able to watch Community through my ad-free Disney Plus is very exciting to me. And on top of that, the episode that had previously been pulled the last time the series was on Hulu has returned. You can now watch the complete series, including the full-length pilot, now on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus. So,
my winner for the week is the crew of the Disney Cruise Line. They had quite an incident on the Disney Dream earlier this week. And within minutes, they had deployed a rescue team to a girl and her father who one had fallen off the ship and the other had jumped off the ship to retrieve her. And then the crew came down, boat and everything, pulled them out of the water. Fortunately, it sounded like they were on deck 4 on the Disney Dream, which is the outside deck. So it's not as big of a fall as if they were on the top deck. And they both were, I think the dad had injuries according to reports, but
and the ship was moving. It wasn't.
And the ship was moving at sea. So the fact that they were able to do that in under 20 minutes, astonishing. It shows how great their training is and everything like that. On that same note, my loser of the week is future Disney Cruise Line passengers, because Deck 4 is very well loved, and Disney's a very reactive company. And I immediately thought of the incident 10 years ago now, almost, at the Grand Floridian, where there was a tragic accident with an alligator, and now there's fences and netting and all kinds of stuff populating the resort beaches. I feel like Disney Cruise Line might, this is not official, but they might do some kind of, the rail might go higher. We'll see. And Deck 4 is always kind of a favorite spot for photos, so if we might get some more add-ons there, but nothing for sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think that's a realistic point, even though you're bringing everybody down.
Sorry.
You're fine. My loser is much lighter. It's people who wanted this pin because these have been released at 8 a.m. Pacific on Disney Store, but when Becca went to go post her article at a few minutes before 8 a.m., she noticed that it was already sold out. So somebody messed up. I don't know what happened. Maybe it'll come back. Probably not. But this is far from an isolated incident. Disney Store just really could not get out of their own way. And I'm sick of it. Anyway.
Do they do sold out like as an all-purpose catch-all? Because I noticed we posted about the Gravity Falls vinyl record on IM 8-bit, which caused me to go down a bit of a spiral on that website because I've never really been familiar with IM 8-bit, and they had a lot of cool stuff. They had the Hulu Animaniac soundtrack on vinyl, but I noticed one said sold out, but if you opened it, it also said coming soon. So sold out was kind of like the all-purpose thumbnail for it's not available.
Well, they might have been, because I think with the Gravity Falls one, there's like a pre-order period, but it's not expected to ship till Q4. So it might be like the pre-order is sold out, and then maybe they'll have it in stock once it comes out. So it's if I were a retailer, I wouldn't put sold out. I would explain that better, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if Disney Store might have done something similar.
I mean, stuff has come back before. That's why it says sold out and not gone forever. And I don't remember if it's limited or not, but yeah, just a weird, frustrating thing from them.
Yeah. But like you said, it's not isolated to that. So
yeah. Anyway, thank you all for as Gio argues with the bot. Thank you all for watching. We will be back next week. Happy 4th of July. Well, but we won't be here. That's true. Yeah, have you ever seen Downhill or Force Majeure?
No.
Oh, do you know what it's about?
No.
I'll tell you off the air. But
okay.
It's not like dirty or anything. But yes, thank you all for watching. We will be back, and we'll see you real soon. There's no trivia on Saturday, and I think we'll be back Monday. I don't know. I have to find the outro.